Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be building a gaming PC. I used to have a pretty awesome gaming computer, but unfortunately it ended up dying on me. So the past 8 months I've been using this mini PC that I've been using as a backup computer. I'm really glad I have it, but it can't really keep up with any game without stuttering really bad and lagging, even on the lowest settings. So something needs to change, and you know, I have almost every part now that I need for a new PC, minus the case and custom cables I ordered. Just do keep in mind it's not going to be like over the top, most powerful computer ever. This is a budget build. I have a lot of stuff I'm working on this year and can't really break the bank on some stuff. I'm starting my own business, starting a new channel, and I'm trying to make money in between, as well as working on some new projects like this and stuff that I'm interested in. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm in a different setup currently. This is my office, and I'm going to be working in here a lot on the business stuff and my second channel, and this is kind of where I'm going to be editing and all that. So definitely some new changes. I'm hoping that the production quality on this video is better. I'm still learning Final Cut. I have like a custom keyboard that I got that has like all the shortcuts for Final Cut, but still learning, so just bear with me on that one, guys. So what we're gonna do though is we're gonna go ahead and look at my current setup, and then in a few days when that case and custom cables arrive, we'll get started building. I do have some pretty interesting parts here. I have a Radeon RX 6600, got a Cooler Master 750 watt bronze power supply. They didn't have a 650 watt, so I had to get the 750. Originally I got an EVGA, but it wasn't 80 plus rated at all, and that kind of sketched me out a little bit, so I decided against it. I also got a Noctua cooler. It's just air cooled, but I figured it would do better than the default cooler that comes with the CPU. I'm using a Ryzen 5, I think the exact model number, yeah, so it's Ryzen 5 5500. And this will be more than sufficient for a lot of games. And then I got over here the GIGABYTE B550M DS3H AC. So this is going to be Ryzen 5000 series CPU support built in. And I got a pretty nice case as well. That's going to be arriving on Monday. Today's Saturday, but who knows with how shipping works, and hopefully it arrives soon. I don't know, but next day off is Wednesday, so it's just going to be a few days before I get that done. And then also waiting on the cables. I got some fan extension cables in case I need those. And then I also got some Corsair Vengeance RAM, 32 gigabytes DDR4, 3600 megahertz, and I also got a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD from Crucial, and got a really good deal on that. It was only 60 bucks. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at what the current setup looks like, and then we'll go more in depth on these parts as we're putting it together. So let's go ahead and go over there. Okay, so this is my current setup. Definitely needs a lot of work. You can see it's dusty. There's cables everywhere. This is the mini PC that you saw earlier. So it has a Ryzen 7 4000 series. It's a mobile processor. Only thing I really did was upgrade the storage and RAM on it. But yeah, there's kind of a nest of wires here because it didn't have enough USB ports, so I got like a small hub for it. But everything else is pretty decent. I got some 1440p MSI monitors of the Optics Max Mag 27 CQs. They're curved. I really like them. One's slightly taller than the other. Then I have a Razer webcam. I don't really have my webcam on a whole lot, but maybe once I have a PC I'll do some gaming videos in the future with this guy. And then I have a Blue Yeti microphone. It's on like a little shock mount here, and I have some foam padding. Took me a while to get all this stuff mounted. This is where my VR headsets were. Unfortunately, Facebook wouldn't let me migrate my account to a Meta account, and at this point I'm kind of tired of dealing with them in general, so got rid of that. But yeah, this is kind of a mess too. Gonna get this stuff cleared up. Keyboard's fine. Got like a microphone for this headset up here. It's really similar to this guy down here, but it's for VR. And then up here I have some of my console games and stuff like that. This is my chair. That's good. Keyboard's fine. Mouse is fine. I really like this mouse actually. And then we got the treadmill here and cables on the ceiling. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this PC built and clean this guy up and see how this all turns out. Alright, so we are ready to start putting stuff together. So here's the motherboard. This is the B550M DS3 HAC. It's from GIGABYTE. It's actually a pretty small motherboard here. I'm not sure what size it is actually. I think it's probably I'm guessing it's just ATX, might be smaller. I don't know, it just looks small. But let's go ahead and get this guy out of the box. And in here, so this is the nice thing about this guy. It actually has built-in Wi-Fi. So these are your antennas that you get with it. We'll set those to the side. Here's our I/O shield that we'll put in the case later on. And here's a pair of 2 SATA cables so we can add SSDs later on if we want, or hard drives. And then this is just like your manual, stuff like that. So that's like the layout for RAM and all that. So let's go ahead and close this box up and we will use it to set the motherboard on top of. Alright, so first step is to get our CPU installed in there. So this is going to be the default cooler that comes with it. But I'm going to actually be using a Noctua cooler on there. There's some paperwork in here. It's not too important. Says important, but just basically saying that if it's not compatible, you need to do a BIOS update. But this guy should be compatible out of the box. So this is our CPU right here. See if I can get it focused on there. Nice. So we're gonna go ahead and get this guy installed now. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and lift up this pin right here. We're gonna line up the arrow on our processor. So there's a little bit, or there's a gold arrow here. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in autofocus real quick. Alright, come on, focus. Come on, camera. Okay. So there's a little gold arrow on this guy. You can kind of see it there. There you go. And there's an arrow on the motherboard that's in this corner right here. It's kind of hard to see. There you go. You can kind of see it there. So we're going to carefully set this guy right there. We're just going to let it drop in. If it doesn't go in first try, just lift it up, try again. There we go. So now it sunk in a little bit and it's even on all sides. So you don't want to ever push it down, you just want to let it rest in. And now we can take this little lever and clamp it back down. And that is our CPU installed. So next up, if I zoom out here, I'm going to scoot this guy off to the side. So now we have our Noctua cooler. So I'm going to go ahead and get this guy opened up. My address is on the top, so I'm going to open this off camera. Alright, so here's the cooler in there. And it comes with a few accessories. It comes with the mounting plates for it, as well as some thermal paste. So these are all of our accessories in here. Stuff like that. So let's go ahead and grab this cooler out, see what this guy looks like. So that's going to cool very nicely. Lots of heat fins on there, and that's going to make good contact with our processor. And I actually really like the color of this fan. It's very quiet. This is actually my first knock to a fan I've ever had, but I've heard lots of good things about them, so figured I'd give it a shot, see what all the hype is about. So let's go ahead and get this guy installed. Gonna have to remove these parts, I'm guessing, because I don't see any clamps on here. I'm gonna go ahead and go through the instructions and get this guy installed. Alright, so I've got the cooler installed. It came with like a low noise adapter. I didn't use that because I want this thing to cool the best it can. So I'm okay with the cable hanging out a little bit like that. It is what it is. It doesn't actually have enough length to wrap around. But yeah, you can see it has some really good contact down there. Oh, if it focuses. It's kind of tough to see, but yeah, there's no spillage of thermal paste. I think it looks really, really good. The instructions actually had me do 5-dot pattern on there. I usually just do 1 dot, but I figured, you know what, I'm just gonna do the 5, get the best cooling I can. It's interesting that they recommend that for AM4 CPUs. But yeah, this is like a low profile cooler, and it still gives us plenty of room for our RAM. I have some low profile RAM. We're gonna go ahead and add that in there now. Alright, so I actually did use too much thermal paste. Did spill over the edges a little bit, so I just cleaned it up with this. Gonna just do the single dot method, which is what I'm used to, and give it another shot. So just a small mistake, it's alright as long as it's just corrected. So gonna go ahead and just fix that up and continue on with the build. Okay, so as hilarious as this sounds, the knock to a paste spread too good. So second attempt, did the exact same thing and realized that there wasn't that much paste in it, so ended up actually running out. So I ended up using my trusty old XTM50 from Corsair, and it didn't go over the edges too much. Any excess I just used a Q-tip, but yeah, the knock to a paste spreads really, really well. This will be just as good, honestly. But yeah, so different paste, but everything's good now, and now it's time to install our RAM. Alright, so it's time for our RAM, so we're just going to open up the second slot and the fourth slot so we can take advantage of that dual channel memory. And I have some Corsair Vengeance LPX DDR4 RAM, 32 gigabytes of it. So I'm just opening the sticks right now. And, whoops, let me get this to focus. Come on. Camera, there we go. Kinda. So yeah, this is going to be 3600 megahertz. So we're just going to have the Corsair logo facing the fan, and we're going to just give it a firm press with both thumbs until that clicks, and we're going to do the same on this side here. And the reason we're doing slots 2 and 4 for those of you new to PC building, this is just so you can take advantage of that dual channel memory. If you install it the other way around, or like have them side by side, it's not gonna give you that performance that you want for gaming. But if you're doing 4 sticks of RAM, you don't have to worry about that, just as long as they're all the same. So later on in the future, I could get 64 gigabytes of RAM, just add in there. But yeah, that is our RAM installed, and now it is time for our SSD. So over here I have a Crucial 1 terabyte SSD. This is an NVMe SSD. I got it for like 60 bucks. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this guy, and later on I can add another SSD on this motherboard, as well as some hard drives. I have some SATA ports here, and if you're interested to know where I got the idea for this specific build, I got it from this YouTuber right here. I did use slightly different parts just because of availability of parts and also preference. So we're gonna go ahead and get this guy installed now. Alright, so we're just gonna get this guy screwed back in, just to hold that guy down, and that is our SSD installed. Alright, so the next step is to put this guy in its case. So far we got the CPU installed, the CPU heatsink, it's Noctua, and then we got the crucial 1TB SSD. And for anyone interested in this cooler, if you want to pick one up, it is the Noctua NH-L9X65. It's a L-type low profile cooler. So it's really slim, as you can see if I tilt it slightly. It's a really slim cooler, and it's going to get you quite a bit better cooling than the stock cooler that comes with your processor, like this guy right here. So yeah, if you guys want to check that out, I'll leave a link to all the parts that I use in the description down below. And let's switch to a different perspective and go ahead and get this guy in the case. Alright, so here's the case right here. This is the Zalman S2. It's actually a really good budget case. I'm gonna try to get this plastic off. So it actually has a tempered glass side panel, and it also comes with 3 pre-installed fans. So here, I'll turn this guy around so you can kind of see it better. So this guy's gonna be real nice. You have lots of good ports up at top. You have your power button, of course. You have your microphone, headphone, 2 USB 2 ports, a USB 3 port. You got your reset switch, and you have your power LEDs, indicator lights, and you also have this nice magnetic removable dust filter where you can also mount some more fans up there if you'd like. So yeah, let's go ahead and start getting our computer installed in here, or motherboard installed in there. And I also got these really nice custom cables. I tried ordering some from a different company. They unfortunately never showed up, so I got these ones off Amazon. So they are power supply sleeved cables. Okay, it's ASIAHORSE, that's the brand. But yeah, as you can see, they have some really nice sleeves, combs on here. I'm not sure if it's focusing that well on them, but these were actually like 30 bucks, and they're really nice braided. They actually have some weight to them. And so we have a lot of cables for that. Later today, I'm gonna have some LED strips that will arrive that we can mount in here. But we're gonna get started getting the motherboard in here and getting some of the cabling done. And hopefully it looks really nice when it's done. I have high hopes for it. I do believe we'll get it looking good. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the camera ended up needing a battery swap. So this is the I/O shield. You want these 3 dots facing down, and this will be different if you're using a different motherboard, but then these pins just face in the back. So we're gonna go around here, just gonna line this guy up like so. And sometimes these ones can be a little bit tricky, but they should just snap in like that. So that's our I/O shield installed. And before I put the motherboard in here, there are some standoffs that need to be added. One will be moved, but to make things a lot easier on this, we're gonna install the power supply and the cables first, just so everything's routed and ready to go. Alright guys, so I think this turned out really good. It actually took me quite a bit of time to get the motherboard in there, mainly because of all the cable management. CPU cable was difficult, kind of got stuck between the motherboard, and it was like tough to press down. But I think it looks really nice. The LED cables aren't perfectly aligned. They're magnetic, not a big deal. I think it turned out really good though. I really like that Noctua cooler. 2 fans in the front are just plugged into Molex because I don't have enough fan headers on this PC actually. Back fan, that just plugged into the system fan. It should be running really cool. I haven't tested it yet. I need to get Windows on this guy. Gonna put Windows 10 on there, get some games on there, probably run a couple benchmarks. Might not run benchmarks, I haven't decided yet. But yeah, I think this looks really clean. As you can see, got most of the cables all tidied up. Can't see much in there. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I'm really excited to actually test it out in some games because that mini PC, I have it here actually. You go ahead and grab that. Alright, yeah. That mini PC, this guy, there's a USB in it still. There's no way this thing could keep up with this. So, big upgrade right here. So yeah, let's go ahead and plug this guy into my gaming room and we'll go ahead and play some games. Alright guys, this is the setup. So here is the PC right there. Got this little fan for my hands. And this is what it looks like. I think it looks sick. I got the addressable RGB headers to work with the GIGABYTE software. Got the mouse and mouse pad set up with their LEDs, and then we got the keyboard set up too. I tried to do some cable management. It didn't work too well. There's still some cables you can see, but I think I cleaned up the desk a lot. I got my USBs more organized. Got like the wireless charger little dock thing set up here, and I got my headset mounted to my desk with a little 3D printed thing I did. And underneath here, that's kind of what I did. I have a lot of stuff going through cable raceways. It's a little tough to tell, but you know, I'm really happy with this. This is going to be perfect for gaming. Really like how this PC looks, and here, let me just grab a piece of paper. The section on it, that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. So it definitely has really good airflow. I took up almost every port on the back of here, got it set up with Wi-Fi. I'm trying to download some games right now. It is taking a while, but I am excited to test this guy out. And I also, let me just open up Task Manager real quick. Go to the Performance tab. Alright, so I was able to get it overclocked, or get the RAM overclocked to 3600 megahertz. So it's running at full speed. So that's really awesome. And yeah, let's go ahead and test some games on this. But first, I'm going to show you how this looks like with the lights off.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest, echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands.
Alright guys, so as you can see, this thing absolutely crushes it when it comes to gaming. We were getting a few hundred FPS, like 200 to 300 FPS every game, or pretty close to that anyway. And I tested out a few games off camera on this thing too, and it just does super well. It's trying to launch EA stuff in the background from Titanfall. That's annoying. But yeah, it does super well on gaming. I'm gonna be uploading some gaming videos on this channel in the future, so stay tuned for that. And let me know what you thought of this video in the comments, if you guys enjoyed it, didn't enjoy it, what you liked, didn't like, because I'm curious and I'd like to improve my videos. I've put a lot of effort into this one. I'm hoping that the production quality on it is better than some of my older videos. But yeah, if you enjoyed my little PC build and short video, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below and hitting the thumbs up button. Really means a lot to me. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers. And yeah, I look forward to making more videos for y'all, and I will see you all in the next video.